My dad said, "Some grandkids will actually make us proud." She smiled at my sister's kids. My daughter whispered, "Grandma doesn't like me?" I said nothing. We just left. 4 days later my mom texted, "Why isn't the card working?" I got angry and my mother looked straight at my 7-year-old daughter and said absolutely nothing. Not a single word. She just smiled at my sister's kids like they were the only grandchildren in the room. And honestly, that's when I knew I was done playing nice. Let me back up. I'm Rebecca, and 4 days before that text from my mom asking why her card wasn't working, I was standing in my parents' living room watching my entire family celebrate Easter. My sister Courtney had brought her 2 kids, Mason and Harper, and my dad was going on and on about their soccer trophies and spelling bee awards. Normal grandparent stuff, right? Except my daughter Lily was standing right there too, holding a drawing she'd made for them. "Some grandkids will actually make us proud," my dad said, ruffling Mason's hair. My mom literally beamed at Courtney's kids like they'd just cured cancer. And Lily? My sweet, adopted daughter who'd been in our family for 3 years? She might as well have been invisible. Lily tugged my sleeve. "Mommy, why doesn't Grandma look at my picture?" I opened my mouth but nothing came out. What was I supposed to say? That her grandmother didn't think she counted because she wasn't real family? That I'd been paying for my mother's house repairs for 2 years while she treated my daughter like a stranger? So I grabbed Lily's hand, picked up our stuff and we left. Just walked right out during Easter dinner. Didn't say goodbye. Didn't explain. My husband Derek had stayed home with the flu, so it was just me and Lily driving home in silence while she asked questions I couldn't answer. Did I do something wrong? No, baby. You didn't do anything wrong. But here's what you need to know about my mom. She's always been like this. When I told her Derek and I were adopting because I couldn't have biological children, she actually said, "Well, that's unfortunate. It won't be the same." Not, "Congratulations." Not, "I'm so happy for you." Just, disappointment. For 3 years, I watched her fawn over Courtney's kids while barely acknowledging Lily existed. Birthday parties where Lily's gifts were clearly afterthoughts. Christmas where Mason and Harper got personalized stockings and Lily got a generic one from Target. Family photos where my mom would somehow always position herself next to Courtney's family. I'd convinced myself it would get better. That she just needed time. I kept helping with her house because, well, she's my mom, right? After Dad's knee surgery last year, their savings got wiped out and I'd been covering the cost of fixing their leaking roof, the broken furnace, the electrical work. We're talking about $15,000 over 2 years. I have a good job in hospital administration and Derek's a physical therapist, so we could manage it. I thought helping her would somehow make her see us as worthy. How naive was that? Do you think I was wrong to keep hoping she'd change? But that Easter Sunday broke something in me. Watching Lily's face as she realized her grandmother didn't want her drawing, didn't want her. I couldn't do it anymore. 4 days later my phone buzzed. Mom's text, "Why isn't the card working? I need to pay the contractor for the bathroom remodel." Oh right, the card. The credit card in my name that I'd given her for house emergencies, which had somehow turned into a bathroom remodel. I stared at that text for a full minute. Then I called my bank and canceled it. I didn't respond to her text. Not yet. I needed to think. Derek was finally feeling better, and when I told him what I'd done, he just nodded. "It's about time," he said. "Your mom's been taking advantage of you for years." My Aunt Linda, my dad's sister who'd always been kind to Lily, called me that night. "Your mother is furious," she said. "She's calling you ungrateful." But Rebecca, I saw what happened on Easter. I saw how she treated Lily. You did the right thing walking out. Did I though? Kept second-guessing myself. She's still my mother. But then I'd remember Lily's whisper, "Grandma doesn't like me?" The next day Mom called. I let it go to voicemail. She called again. And again. 12 calls in 2 days. Then Courtney started texting. "Mom's really upset. What's going on? Can you just fix whatever this is?" Fix it? I'd been trying to fix it for 3 years. On day 6 I finally answered when Mom called. "Rebecca Lynn, what is the meaning of this? The contractor needs payment and..." "I'm not paying for it," I said calmly. Silence. Then, "Excuse me." I said, "I'm not paying for your bathroom remodel. Or anything else. After everything I've done for you, this is how you repay me." And that's when I said it. The thing I'd been holding back for years. "After everything you've done for me? Mom, you can't even look at my daughter. You treat her like she doesn't exist. So no, I'm not paying for your house anymore." She hung up on me. Courtney called within the hour. "Rebecca, what is your problem? Mom's crying. She just needs help with the house and you're being selfish over some imagined slight." Imagined? My voice cracked. "Courtney, were you even in that room on Easter? Did you not hear what Dad said? Did you not see Mom completely ignore Lily? Oh come on. Mom loves all her grandkids. Does she? Name one time she's taken Lily anywhere alone. One time she's called to ask about her. One birthday where she put in the same effort for Lily as she does for Mason and Harper. Silence. That's what I thought, I said. I knew what I was doing would cause problems. Family drama, hurt feelings, all of it. But I also knew that if I kept enabling my mother's behavior, Lily would grow up thinking she wasn't enough. And I couldn't let that happen. Do you think I went too far? Or should I have done this sooner? Because what came next? Well, my mother wasn't ready for just how serious I was about protecting my daughter. 2 weeks after I cut off my mom's funding, my dad showed up at my house. Alone. I wasn't expecting him. Derek was at work and I was helping Lily with her homework when the doorbell rang. Through the window I could see Dad standing there with his hands in his pockets, looking older than I remembered. "Can we talk?" he asked when I opened the door. I almost said no. But this was my dad, the man who taught me to ride a bike, who drove me to college, who walked me down the aisle. So I let him in. Lily ran up to hug him. "Grandpa." And here's the thing that broke my heart, he hugged her back. He actually hugged her, kissed the top of her head and asked about her day. He'd never been the problem. It was always Mom pulling the strings and Dad just went along with it. After Lily went back to her homework, Dad and I sat in the kitchen. "Your mother is a mess," he said quietly. "The contractor walked off the job. She's been crying for days. Rebecca, I know she's not perfect, but..." "Not perfect." I cut him off. "Dad, do you remember what you said on Easter? About some grandkids actually making you proud?" His face went pale. I was talking about their achievements, not..." Lily was standing right there. "He heard you." She asked me why Grandma doesn't like her, and I didn't know what to say because she's right. Mom doesn't like her. Or maybe she just doesn't consider her a real grandchild. Dad was quiet for a long moment. Then he said something that shocked me. "I know. You know. Your mother has always been stubborn about certain things. Old-fashioned ideas about blood family. I've tried to talk to her about it, but she just shuts down." He rubbed his face. "I should have stood up for Lily more. For you." "I'm sorry, sweetheart. I wasn't expecting an apology. Honestly, I thought he'd come to guilt-trip me into turning the card back on. Why didn't you ever say anything?" "Because I'm a coward." He looked at me with tears in his eyes. "I've been married to your mother for 38 years, and sometimes it's easier to keep the peace than to fight. But you're right to protect Lily. I don't know how to fix your mother." We talked for another hour. He told me things I never knew. How Mom had struggled with the idea of adoption from the start. How she'd said cruel things about Lily in private that he'd argued against but never shut down completely. How Courtney had always been Mom's favorite and how that had affected our whole family dynamic. Before he left, he hugged me tight. "I'm going to do better," he promised. "With Lily. With standing up to your mother. I just need you to be patient." "I've been patient for 3 years, Dad." "I know. I know you have." After he left, I thought maybe that was progress. Small but something. I was wrong about what would happen next. 3 days later, I got a call from a number I didn't recognize. When I answered, a woman's voice said, "Hi, is this Rebecca Chin?" "Yes. This is Patricia Greenwood from Child Protective Services. We received a report about your daughter and I need to schedule a home visit." My blood ran ice cold. "I'm sorry, what?" "Someone filed a complaint alleging neglect and inappropriate living conditions. It's standard procedure to investigate. Can we schedule a time this week?" I could barely breathe. "Who filed the complaint?" "I can't disclose that information, but we take all reports seriously." After I hung up, I called Derek immediately. He left work early and came home. We were both shaking. A CPS investigation? Over our perfectly normal, loving home where Lily had her own room, went to a good school, had regular doctor visits and was thriving? Do you know who would do something like this? Can you even imagine? The home visit was scheduled for Friday. A young social worker came, looked through our house, interviewed Lily separately, checked our finances, our pantry, everything. She was professional but thorough. "I'll be honest with you," Patricia said as she was leaving. "I don't see any evidence of neglect. Your daughter seems happy and well cared for. Whoever called this in, it seems unfounded. But I have to complete the full investigation. You should hear back within 2 weeks." 2 of the worst weeks of my life. And then Aunt Linda called me. "Rebecca, I need to tell you something and you're going to be furious." "What now?" "Your mother called CPS. She told Courtney she did it and Courtney told me because she's horrified. Your mother actually said, if Rebecca wants to cut me off and keep my granddaughter from me, maybe she's not fit to be a mother." I literally saw red. My own mother, the woman who'd ignored my daughter for 3 years, called CPS to try to take her away from me because I stopped paying for her house renovations? "There's more," Aunt Linda said. The bathroom remodel? Your mom took out a loan to finish it. She told the family you abandoned her in her time of need, that you're selfish and ungrateful. Half the family believes her. I was shaking so hard I could barely hold the phone. She called CPS on me, Linda. She could have gotten Lily taken away. Over a bathroom. I know, honey. I know. And I'm on your side. So is your Uncle Tom. We tried talking to her, but she's convinced she's the victim here. That night after Lily went to bed, I told Derek everything. He was ready to drive to my parents' house and confront them immediately. I stopped him. No, I said. I have a better idea. Because here's what my mother didn't know. I keep records of everything. Every dollar I spent on her house. Every text message where she criticized Lily. Every family gathering where she played favorites. And I knew exactly how to make her understand what she'd done. The CPS investigation was closed within a week. Completely unfounded, just like Patricia said. But I saved all the documentation. Then I wrote a letter. Not to my mom, to the entire family. I sent it in a group email to everyone. My parents, Courtney, Aunt Linda, Uncle Tom, my cousins, everyone. In it, I detailed every instance of my mother's favoritism. I attached photos from family events where you could literally see her turned away from Lily. I included screenshots of texts. I laid out every dollar I'd spent on her house while she treated my daughter like she didn't exist. And I ended it with this. I will not allow my daughter to grow up feeling less than because she wasn't born to me. I will not fund the lifestyle of someone who called CPS to retaliate against me for setting boundaries. If you choose to side with my mother, that's your choice. But you're choosing someone who tried to destroy my family over a bathroom remodel. I hit send before I could second-guess myself. The responses started coming in within hours. Aunt Linda, you did the right thing. We're with you. Uncle Tom, I had no idea it was this bad. I'm so sorry. My cousin Michelle, I always wondered why you seemed distant at family stuff. This explains everything. Team Rebecca. But here's the response I wasn't expecting, the one that changed everything. It came from Courtney. Rebecca, can we meet? Just you and me. Please. I need to talk to you about something Mom told me years ago. Something I should have told you a long time ago. What do you think my sister was hiding? Because I was about to find out that this went so much deeper than I ever imagined. I met Courtney at a coffee shop halfway between our houses. She looked terrible, like she hadn't slept in days. I've been a horrible sister, she said before I could even sit down. I waited. Because honestly, I agreed with her. When you told Mom and Dad you were adopting, Mom called me that night. He was furious. She said. Courtney's voice cracked. She said she'd always planned to leave her jewelry and savings to her biological grandchildren only. That you were being selfish, bringing someone else's problem into the family. I felt like I'd been slapped. And you never told me? I thought she'd change her mind once Lily came home. I thought once Mom met her she'd fall in love and realize how ridiculous she was being. But instead she just doubled down. And I was a coward, Rebecca. I didn't want to rock the boat. My kids were getting all this love and attention and I just let it happen. She called CPS on me, Courtney. She tried to take my daughter away. I know. And when she told me what she'd done, I told her she was insane. We had a massive fight. I said if CPS actually took Lily, I'd never speak to her again. Courtney grabbed my hand. I read your email. Every word. And I showed it to Jason. We talked all night and I need you to know, we're done enabling her. Mom's behavior is unacceptable and I should have said that 3 years ago. Do you think I could trust her? After all this time? But here's the thing, I could see she meant it. My sister was finally seeing our mother clearly. There's something else, Courtney said. Mom's broke. The loan she took for the bathroom? She can't make the payments. The bank is threatening foreclosure. Dad's panicking because his pension isn't enough to cover it. Part of me felt satisfied. She'd brought this on herself. But another part, the part that was still her daughter, felt sick. That's not my problem anymore, I said quietly. I know. And it shouldn't be. But Rebecca, I think we can fix this. Not by giving her money. By making her face what she's done. 2 days later, Courtney organized a family meeting at Aunt Linda's house. She told Mom it was about resolving the financial situation. Mom came expecting everyone to pressure me into helping again. Instead, she walked into a room where Aunt Linda, Uncle Tom, Courtney, Jason, my dad, and I were all waiting. What is this? Mom asked, already defensive. Aunt Linda spoke first. Margaret, we're here because your behavior toward Lily has been cruel, and your retaliation against Rebecca was unforgivable. My mother's face went red. I don't have to listen to this. Yes, you do, my dad said. His voice was firm in a way I'd never heard. Sit down, Margaret. He sat looking shocked. For the next hour we went through everything. Courtney talked about the jewelry conversation. Aunt Linda described watching Mom ignore Lily at Easter. Uncle Tom mentioned other instances he'd witnessed over the years. And my dad, my quiet peacekeeping dad, told her that calling CPS was the most shameful thing you've ever done. Mom tried to defend herself. Lily isn't my real granddaughter. Stop. Dad's voice cut through the room. She's our granddaughter. Rebecca is our daughter and Lily is her child. That makes Lily ours too. And if you can't accept that, then you've lost not just Rebecca, you've lost me too. The room went silent. In 38 years of marriage, my dad had never given my mom an ultimatum. I've been thinking about this a lot, Dad continued. And I'm ashamed of myself for not saying this sooner. But I'm saying it now. You apologize to Rebecca and Lily, you go to therapy to deal with whatever is making you act this way, or I'm moving in with Tom for a while. I'm serious, Margaret. My mom looked around the room and I could see the reality hitting her. She was alone in this. Every single person was on my side. She started crying. Real tears, not manipulation. I don't know why I'm like this. When Rebecca said she was adopting, I felt like I was losing her. Like this child would take her away from me and she wouldn't be mine anymore. Aunt Linda's voice was gentle. So you pushed them both away instead? I know it doesn't make sense. I wanted things to be like Courtney's family. Normal. Lily's normal, I said, my voice shaking. She's a 7-year-old who loves art and horses and tells terrible jokes. She's my daughter. And you've missed 3 years of knowing her because of your stubbornness. My mom really looked at me for the first time in months. I'm so sorry. Rebecca, I'm so sorry. I was horrible and you had every right to cut me off. I don't deserve your forgiveness. You're right, I said. You don't. But I'm willing to work toward it. If you actually change. Real change, Mom. Therapy. Treating Lily exactly like you treat Mason and Harper. No more favoritism. No more cruel comments. And you fix your own financial mess. I'm not your bank anymore. I understand. I'll do whatever it takes. Over the next few months, something shifted. Mom started therapy. Dad made sure of it. She sold some antiques to catch up on loan payments and downsized her lifestyle. And slowly, carefully, she started reaching out to Lily. It wasn't perfect. There were awkward moments and setbacks. But when Mom invited Lily for a special just grandma and granddaughter day at the zoo, without Mason and Harper, I cried in my car. Lily came home with a stuffed elephant and wouldn't stop talking about how Grandma knew all the animals' names and bought her ice cream. Did you have fun? I asked. So much fun. Grandma said she's sorry she wasn't nicer before. She said she was being silly and that she loves me. Lily hugged the elephant. I told her it's okay because everyone makes mistakes. If only forgiveness was that easy for adults. At Thanksgiving, 6 months after everything exploded, we all gathered at Aunt Linda's. Mom had brought a photo album she'd made specially for Lily, filled with pictures from the past year of them together. Lily shrieked with joy. Dad pulled me aside. Thank you for not giving up on us. On her. I know it would have been easier to just cut us off completely. I didn't do it for her, I said honestly. I did it for Lily. She deserves grandparents who love her. She has them now. And you know what? She really did. Was my mom perfect? Well, did she still sometimes default to old habits before catching herself? Yes. But she was trying. Really trying. As we sat around the table that Thanksgiving, watching Mom help Lily make a craft while giving Mason and Harper equal attention, I realized something. I'd protected my daughter and taught my mother what unconditional love actually means. Sometimes the best revenge isn't destruction. It's forcing people to face who they've become and giving them one chance to be better. My family wasn't perfect. But it was finally whole. Thank you so much for listening to my story. It wasn't easy to share, but I hope it maybe helps someone out there who's dealing with family favoritism or struggling to set boundaries. If you enjoyed this or if it resonated with you, I'd really appreciate a like. And honestly, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Did I do the right thing? Would you have handled it differently? Sometimes I still wonder if I was too harsh or not harsh enough, you know? And if there's something you didn't like about how I handled things, please share that too. I'm not perfect and I'm always learning. Thanks for being here and for listening. It means more than you know.